One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay feeling. One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay feeling. It's BV. It's BV. BV. It's BV.
Yeah.
It's BV. It's BV.
BV.
It's BV.
BV.
It's BV.
It's BV and Jellified, Jimmy Beam and Bly, reaching high as where we reach, yo, as high as to the stars. Beats in the villain Jeep, vibrating other cars. Whose world is this? Yo, we say the world is ours. So we grow beards, no fear, photos so clear. Take another shot, so to speak, yeah, more beer. BV worldwide, with a fist to the sky. Cheers, cheers, New Year's, dope rhyme, good vibes. My crew speaks power, Chi-Town bleeds power. Knowledge, wisdom, and truth in the final hour. Respect, loyalty, family, charity speaks power. Here the village brotherhood speaks honor. Forwards and onwards, stay feeling to the end. I will never shave again because my beard is not a trend. I represent excellence, leadership, and never follow. I'm a BBC member, yo, Lieutenant of Chicago.
One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay feeling. One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay feeling. It's BV. It's BV. BV. It's BV. It's BV. It's BV. It's BV. It's BV. Yo, all I see.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome, one and all, to Friday Night Live, episode 91 of The Heart of a Villain. You are here with us, all of us who are here with us live. Thank you so much for being here. Episode 91, The Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the bearded villains worldwide brotherhood and the lives they are changing all over the world. And it's happening all over the world, guys. Daily now, it seems. Now that everything's starting to open up, our brothers are back out doing some really cool stuff. We're going to be hearing about a few of these instances here in just a few minutes. But episode 91, thank you guys for tuning in. If this is your first time here, make sure you get on this YouTube thing here. Whoops, right over here. Oop, right there. Like and subscribe. Make sure you get all the, the deets and all the alerts for, all the good stuff coming forward. So if this is your first time, as I see maybe somebody it is, if this is your first time, make sure you subscribe so you get, and then click that little bell thingy too, so you get all the alerts when we do release new videos, new interviews, new all sorts of stuff coming up, which is bound to happen. Is bound to happen. Thank you guys for being here. I am stoked because we're gonna have a good night. We're gonna have a good night tonight. It still seems weird when I'm doing this live stream when it's sunny outside the window there, but I'm here, and I can't say thank you guys enough. Those of you who do take some time out on a Friday night, because Lord knows there's 30 different things you could be doing probably right now, rather than just being here, listening to me, and learning about what our brothers are doing out there in the world. So thank you guys so much. If you are listening on a regular podcast platform, again, you guys were the meat and potatoes of this thing to begin with, right? So all of you loyal listeners that were listening from the get-go, 90 episodes ago, I cannot thank you guys enough either. So we're here at episode 91. We're on a countdown toward 100. And I do want to talk to that for just a second before I forget, because I did forget to mention something last week. For episode 100, I am looking at starting up, at least for the live stream audience here, for episode 100, the intro that you see that has the countdown timer on it, that plays the oboe song, One Brother, One Ship. I'm going to be changing that up a little bit, using different photos and some stuff. I've been using that now since episode 25. I may have changed it once in the middle, but for, all the way since episode 25, been pretty much doing the same intro. So I figure 100 is a good place to change things up a little bit. So hopefully he's got some surprises in store for that. But I want to encourage you guys to get out there. If you have Heart of a Villain merch, whether it's pins, patches, shirts, poker chips, anything that you have regarding the Heart of a Villain, the podcast, get a picture with it. Take a picture with it, because who knows? I may take that picture, and then if you send it to me, I might be using your picture in the next who knows how many episodes with the intro. So I'm going to be changing things up a little bit. Yeah, just to get things new, fresh. Not that I don't like any of the pictures. I love the pictures that are in there right now. And I might be using some of those still. But I want to encourage everybody, if you have shirts, patches, pins, poker chips, anything from the Heart of a Villain, get some photos, send me some new stuff, and that would be great. What's funny is I say that because it reminded me, because this week my interview guest is the WARBEARD. The WARBEARD from California, LA Original Chapter. He's a co-captain. And when we talked to him, I laughed because he surprised me. And instead of wearing chapter merch or something like that, he wore podcast merch during our interview. So I can't thank him enough for that. Also, we have some people that send in videos occasionally for different things, and when they're giving input, and they send in videos with them wearing merch too for the podcast. So I cannot thank you guys enough for supporting this endeavor and everything that this brotherhood is, and the message that we're trying to get out with this podcast. I want to take a second to say howdy to everybody here live that I can see. If you are not in the chat, I do not know you're here, so I apologize. I won't know to say hi to you, and hopefully I won't miss anybody. Rob is here, of course, with the good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. As we know, over there in the UK, it is mucho early. So thank you, Rob, as always, for hanging out with us. Chris is in the house. Nick is here. I know Nick got some Heart of a Villain merch not too long back, and shared a picture of that. That was really cool to see. The Nerdy Viking is here asking what's up, everybody. Wayne, Mr. One Feather, is here as well. The Bearded Irishman is here with the yo. Josh, how you doing? Mr. Parsons is here. He is one of our update people that's going to be in a segment coming up here shortly, telling us about the one-word challenge update through the first part of the year, as we're doing part 2 here. Mars is here. How you doing? He's going to be incidentally going to a chat about an hour from now with some brothers from all over the world. That's always a fun chat he does late at night. Yeah, good times. So as we swing through here, I'm going to see if there's anybody else I've missed so far. Mr. Griffiths, Jonathan, how you doing? Good to see you. Kevin, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Hillbilly's usually one of the first to chime in. Not so much. You got people that caught you off guard a little bit tonight, Hillbilly. I'm guessing they got in before you. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. The Bearded Hammer. I love that. The Bearded Hammer. Good to see. Good to see. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hillbilly tells us it's 1:13 a.m. over there in the UK. Josh, what's up, family, buddy? Thank you guys again for being here. Okay, I'm going to do things just a little bit differently tonight. I'm just going to do a quick change up on things, a little bit of order change, and there's a specific reason for that. Typically speaking, we have a format here. You know, we do the talkie talk, we do some interviews, and you know, we get through the interviews, and then at the very end, we do the calendar of events. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is talk a little bit about some merch that's out there, and then I'm going to swing right into the calendar of events because I don't want people to miss out on some of the cool things that are coming up. And typically when the calendar of events kicks off is when some people kind of sneak out of here. They kind of sneak out of the podcast or the live stream. So I don't want that to happen. I want you to look forward to a really cool interview that I've got with WARBEARD, and also an update from several people that reached back out at my request to find out how they're doing on their one-word challenge 6 months into the year 2021. So real quick, let's get into some of the merch things that are still out there that I'm aware of. If for some reason I'm off on this, I do apologize, but let's swing through here a little bit. I know that the LA Originals chapter is still selling. Now, this is apparently for Inland Empire. I found out this weekend. This is actually for Inland Empire, as I understand it. But these patches, the SoCal 6-side patches, red, white, and blue, very cool. They are still available on the site tonight. Proceeds benefit the Tyler Skaggs Foundation. That's a foundation that they had an event for a couple weeks back. So very cool to see. Let's get those patches sold out so they can make some good money donation here for sure. And then we also have, this is a new one that came in this week, the Bearded Villains Moscow chapter. Now stay with me here with this one. They have a t-shirt, a patch, and a snapback hat. Now, they have set up a set price for this. If you want to get all three, the t-shirt, patch, and snapback is $60 plus $10 shipping, which internationally, when you think about it, it's not too bad, really, for a shirt, a t-shirt, or a t-shirt, patch, and a snapback hat. So if you're interested in that, very cool design with their recently redone logo, I believe. But very cool, $60 plus $10 shipping for the full set. If you are interested in the shirt or the hat individually, they are $25 a piece plus $5 shipping. If you're just interested in the patches, they're $10 each plus $5 shipping. So you can head over to their PayPal to pay them. There's no specific store. I would recommend reaching out to them in advance just to let them know you're going to be purchasing something, so there's no communication flaws there. But it's paypal.me/BVMSK to grab some of that Moscow merch. Gotta do it. And then real quick, let's slide back into remembering this. We have the autism. This is month number 2 of the autism puzzle patch release. So for this month, we have Virginia and we have, I believe, Steel City coming in. Both patches are $9. You can buy the BV Virginia patch at beardedvillainsvirginia.bigcartel.com. $9 plus shipping. Shipping is the same for every single patch in this series. So $9 plus shipping for the Virginia patch. Then we slide over here and we get the Steel City patch. Bearded Villains Steel City is available on their site, steelvillains.bigcartel.com. $9 plus shipping. Don't miss out on these guys. Now we are at the point with month number 2. There are a limited number of these that have been made based on how much was sold for the first month. So now there's a limited number. When they sell out, they sell out. This is not a pre-sale from here on out. Every month hereafter. So don't be that person that's like, darn it, I missed out and I'm missing 2 or 3 puzzle pieces I got to try and track down later. You don't want to mess with that because everybody else is going to have their puzzle. So get on that for sure. Okay. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to touch on real quick 2 things that I mentioned last week. Phoenix Bearded Villains, they're collecting items for the Andre House. Hit them up if you're able to donate. If you're anywhere nearby that you can donate for them. They've been doing this for a while now. They're collecting up until July 28th. And there's items on here, as you can tell, deodorant, shampoos, foot powder, blankets, socks, all the good stuff. So hit them up if you're able to donate. And then also, if you're anywhere near the Midwest in the Chicago area, Chicago is going to be doing this monthly. So they're looking for several items, but high demand items being plus size clothes, soap, shampoo, razors, jeans, flip-flop socks, things like that. So hit up the BVC guys for further information on those. All right. So if you don't already have your drinks, have your popcorn ready, if you don't have that stuff ready to go, turn up the volume and go grab that real quick so you can keep an eye on this stuff, on this calendar of events that I've got going. This will take just a couple minutes, and then we're going to roll right into some good stuff, hearing about our one-word challenges and our interview with WARBEARD. So first I want to do is slide in with our calendar of events. Let's kick it off with July. I'm out of order already. July, see what happens when I go out of order? July 10th. Anybody that's listening that comes in like right now, they're going to think they missed the entire podcast because they are normally used to this happening at the very end. But no, we're here. July 10th, the Philadelphia Bearded Villains. That's tomorrow. Hosting a barbecue charity cornhole tournament. You should have already RSVP'd, but hey, if you want to go, just hit them up. Philadelphia Bearded Villains tomorrow, charity cornhole tournament and barbecue. Also tomorrow, North Georgia Bearded Villains have Southern style barbecue and beards. Southern style beards and barbecue. It's in Hartwell, Georgia. Hit them up if you want to participate in that tomorrow. Then next week, we talked about it for a little bit because they were nice enough to send me a bunch of information early on. July 16th to the 18th, Bearded Villains, New York, upstate, 1 year and counting. 1 year and counting. It's in Lyons, New York. Meet and greet is the 16th with the barbecue, softball game on the 17th with the pig roast, farewell brunch on the 18th. It's going to be cool stuff. So that's in New York, upstate, 1 year and counting in Lyons, New York, July 16th through the 18th. That same weekend, we have two more things that have just come in. July 17th is the First Coast Villains 4-year anniversary party. It's at Sneaker Sports Grill in Jacksonville, Florida. That's July 17th. And then also July 17th, the Bearded Villains Tennessee and Smoky Mountain Bearded Villain chapter. They are doing a charity volleyball tournament at Rusty Nail in Hermitage, Tennessee. That's also on July 17th. So if you want more information about that, hit up the Smoky Mountain or the Tennessee chapters for further information. Then we got some stuff going on July 24th and 25th weekend. July 24th, the Emerald Coast Villains have their 4-year anniversary. Contact any of the Emerald Coast guys for further details on that. July 24th, also, the Inland Empire chapter is hosting an annual school supply drive. Very cool stuff to see. 11 to 4 p.m., Shamo Park. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's in Riverside, California, July 24th. And then July 25th, if you happen to be overseas, anywhere near England, I know it's a big area, the Bearded Villains Central England has their annual family meet at Kingsbury Water Park in Sutton Coldfield. I think that's how you pronounce all that. But yeah, BV Central England has their annual family meet July 25th. Sliding into August. The one thing that I've got on the calendar for August is a big thing. It's the Miami International Meet, August 13th through the 15th. It's going to be awesome. So if you are not already signed up for that, if you don't already have plans, if you don't have flights arranged, if you don't have hotels, get on it. What are you waiting for? This is going to be huge. Guys haven't been able to see each other in a large capacity like this for over a year. It's going to be big. So, Miami International Meet, August 13th through the 15th. Bring sunscreen if you're not used to the Miami heat. And bring lots of sweat towels. That's what I'm going to be bringing. All right, September 10th through the 12th. September 10th through the 12th, the Four Corners Meet, brought to you by the Phoenix, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah chapters. That's, for those of you not in the know, that's the Four Corners where those 4 states meet. It's in Cortez, Colorado. Cortez, Colorado for the Four Corners Meet. That is the meet where it's just brothers hanging out. So, again, that's September 10th through the 12th, Four Corners Meet in Cortez, Colorado. September 24th to the 26th is the East Coast Meet, hosted by our brothers in West Virginia. It's in Parkersburg, West Virginia. More details will be coming out on that here shortly. But East Coast Meet, don't miss out on that one. That's going to be another big one. Went to that 2 years ago. It was a fantastic time. Great time. So East Coast Meet, September 24th to the 26th. Then we get into October. October 8th and 9th, the Bearded Villains Missouri Valley has a beard competition benefiting friends of kids with cancer. It's Friday. They have a meet and greet. They have a silent auction, 50-50 raffle. They have a competition, beard competition on Saturday. That's the October 8th and 9th for the Missouri Valley chapter having their beard competition benefiting friends of kids with cancer. Then October 15th and 16th is the Florida Summit in Pensacola Beach. I don't have any other details on that right now. The Florida Summit in Pensacola Beach, October 15th and 16th. And then we get to my chapter, October 23rd. October 23rd here in northern Indiana, actually in Valparaiso, Indiana, we have Ezra Crow's Halloween Havoc. It is a Halloween-themed beard competition, costume contest, October 23rd. It benefits the Ronald McDonald Houses of northern Indiana. There's a beard competition, as I said, costume contest, other surprises, auctions, good stuff. So come one, come all for Halloween Havoc, October 23rd. Then if you don't make that, or even if you do, you want to do a dress up again, October 30th, the Rocket City Bearded Villains have a downtown Halloween bash. A downtown Halloween bash, October 30th. And I've got a note that I just got in about this event from our buddy Threeper. He says it's a family-friendly event at a restored movie theater built in the late 1800s. That sounds awesome. There's going to be a Halloween costume contest, auction, raffles. Right next door, there's bars and a cigar lounge. Oh, man, that sounds fun. So hit them up. The benefactor of the event is going to be the Alabama Veterans Association. So that is the Downtown Halloween Bash hosted by the Rocket City Bearded Villains, October 30th. Then November 12th to the 14th, we have two events. These are the last two on my list. November 12th through the 14th, Battle of the Beards in Southern Indiana, hosted by your brothers in Southern Indiana, the Southern Indiana Bearded Villains. It's Battle of the Beards 2021. It's always a great weekend. I don't have specific details on it right now, but come one, come all, that's an awesome time. Battle of the Beards benefits a veterans charity, veterans organization. They've raised massive amounts of money for it in years past. So November 12th through the 14th. And then also November 13th, that Saturday of that weekend, is Beards Away, hosted by the Virginia Bearded Villains. It is their 6th anniversary and beard competition at Bunker Brew Pub. Why not be there? Why not be there? Looks like a fun time. November 13th, Bunker Brew Pub, Beards Away, hosted by the Bearded Villains of Virginia. That's what I got so far, guys, on a calendar of events. So if you have something that I did not list, please let me know. Send me a message, and I'll get it on the next list. Okay, so if you recall, back in January, I challenged everybody. We talked about this again last week. Back in January, I challenged everybody. Some of you participated. Some of you didn't. Some of you quietly participated and didn't want to be a voice for it. And I understand. Of the one-word challenge. One word to signify your year, 2021. One word that's going to push you through 2021. So last week, we had a handful of people that reached back out to us, sent us a message telling us how their one word is driving them forward. This week, I've got part 2 of the one-word challenge. I've got some other people telling us how their one word pushed them through so far 6 months into the year. I'll be checking back at the end of the year to find out if everybody's happy with their one word and how it drove them, and if they need to regroup for next year. Remember, we talked about it last month or last week. We're only halfway home. And if you have dreams, if you have goals, if you have objectives that you want to get for the year and you haven't accomplished them yet, it's not a big deal to start fresh right now. So I want to share with you guys right now what some of these people have shared with us regarding their one-word challenge halfway through the year.
What is up? This is George with BVOC, talking about my word that I rolled into 2021 with. All right, my word that I told BP that I planned on going in with was improve. And it's been a hell of a year so far. In early 2021, I had a couple of news stations hitting me up about placing at the National Beer Competition and whatnot. and I was able to spread the word about BV, about what we plan on doing, what we're doing, and they're interested in doing more things for us about our charity events and everything else. So that's going to spread the word for us very well. So I mean, that's wonderful and everything else. I know BVOC, we're planning on doing more and more, which is going to be happening very soon. We got some paperwork that we got to get in line, and as soon as that happens, you guys are going to get tired of how much you hear about us. Trust me. So far, like BV World, like I feel like I've improved the word that I could spread. You know what I mean? So now, like, I've been focusing on family a lot here lately and everything else. My son just turned 13 months old. He's walking around and shit. He's running at some points. I mean, not doing very well, but doing it. But like my family life is good. It's improved. BV is improved. I keep on wanting to just spread the word more and more. So far, I think I'm doing decent, but there's always more that I can do. And trust me, I'm going to do as much as I can. So far, 2021, improve. I think we got it so far. But there's more I'm going to do. Always more I'm going to do. So, love you, BP. Love everything you're doing. Can't wait to see that.
Hey, BP. Just a quick little update on my one word for the year, focused. The updates on the house. We have all but secured ourselves a permanent residence for us and the kids. Personally, I've just been hitting the gym, working out heaps so that I can keep up with these terrorizing little children as they grow bigger and stronger and start testing me in ways that I can't figure out. Yeah. That's about it so far. Just trying to spend as much time as I can with them. Focus on their upbringing. We are permanently homeschooling our oldest daughter, a 12-year-old. We just thought that was the best decision to make for her education going forwards. Look forward to checking in with you again in a few months' time. Peace out.
So it has been half a year since I started healing, or picked my word of healing, and I have come such a long way since then. I am so content in my life. I'm happy. I'm, only doing counseling every other week. I am just in a better place in my life than I was 6 months ago, and I truly can't wait to see how far I will be in 6 more months. So, I'm really proud of myself and healing my heart and healing my soul from, a hard breakup and a hard situation that I was in, and, finding out, diagnoses that I had that, I just got 6 months ago. So, I am definitely in a very different place, and I am so happy and so content, and I cannot wait to see where I am in 6 more months.
Word for this year was hope, because before the pandemic going on, was on lockdown and we couldn't really do anything. Now that there's a vaccine, things are slowly changing and opening up. So that's why I chose hope. So I hope we can get back to normal and get things going again. Thanks.
So my word of 2021 was pressure. Okay, my goal was to apply pressure to the minds of individuals and help them become better mentally, right? I know that myself, I have grown, I have become stronger, I've become better mentally so far this year. But in order to know whether or not my goals have been working, I would have to let other individuals speak. I don't know. I don't know if I've changed anybody's perspectives or thoughts mentally or helped them grow. That would be up to them to speak on. But so far, I feel like I've done a great job. We got a few more months in the year. Let's see where it goes, baby. That's all I got. Hope y'all have a great day.
What's up, everybody? Derek here from First Coast Villains. My one word for the year, focus. I chose that to allow myself to focus on my goals that I have set for myself personally, professionally, and so far they've been working. So I guess you could say my focus is there, and I'm pushing more towards it, and hopefully I can focus further in getting everything to my goals that I want. So, BP, keep doing what you're doing. Love you, brother. Everybody, much love and respect to all.
All right, guys. So it's very cool, number one, that these people are, these brothers and sisters out there are willing to bear parts of themselves for us here, that they have stepped out on that tree branch and said, you know what, I'll take part in this challenge and I'll share with you a word that I want to improve parts of my life or drive me forward as we go. And it encourages me, it inspires me to see how other people's words are pushing them forward as the year goes on. So thank you guys so much for those of you who have participated in this, and those of you who did originally participate and haven't heard back from yet. Hey, reach out and we'll get you in there somewhere for sure. If you are looking for an all-natural beard oil that will not only tame your beard and coarse hairs, but make your beard soft and smell amazing, check out Pulpo Beard Oils. Veteran-owned and made for today's beards, Pulpo beard products combine the best beard ingredients on the market with incredible customer service to ensure your happiness. Whether you need beard wash, beard oil, beard balm, or some fun clothing, Pulpo is the place to go. Feel fresh, feel savage, feel confident with Pulpo Beard Oils. Go to Pulpo Beard Oils, that's Pulpo beardoils.com, and use the code The Heart of a Villain for a discount on your order. Okay, guys, that is that. So I mentioned this real quick before when we were on the, just before we kicked back off before our one-word challenges. I mentioned that I said this quote last week, but it's such a powerful one for us to think about again here at that midway point, at the mid-pole of the year. It's a Karl Bard quote. Although no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. I love that. So if that's you, get out there, start today. Make a brand new ending for 2021. Okay, guys, we're going to get into our interview for the week. My interview guest this week is a man that's a relatively new co-captain for the LA Original chapter, and he's doing something kind of cool. We get into it after a few minutes, talking about an event that he's taking part in. He's done this once before. If you follow him on YouTube, you know. If you follow his Instagram, you know some of the craziness that he does get into while out on a motorcycle. But it was a really interesting interview for me. It was the first time I've really spoken to him like this to learn about things that he's involved in. Of course, I'm speaking of WARBEARD. Now, you'll notice, just as an audio thing here, especially those of you who are listening on a standard podcast platform, you're going to be weirded out by this a little bit. But at parts of the interview, and we could not figure out how to fix it. Typically speaking, there is that reverb thing when I'm speaking to somebody where I can hear my voice back. And that happens usually when somebody's not using headphones or the cancel feature doesn't work. It was working fine. It was set fine. He was using headphones. But for some reason, every once in a while, my voice creeps in on the other end. So I do apologize for that. Don't focus on that. Focus on what he was saying. And it was a really fun interview for me. And if you're not listening, or if you're only listening on a podcast platform, I encourage you to get out and watch the interview here on the live stream on the YouTube, because there's a couple of features that everybody here is going to see during the interview that I think really kind of put some of the interview in perspective, that I added in for some nuance with his interview. So welcome, everybody. My interview with WARBEARD. My guest this weekend comes all the way from California. He is a avid, crazy avid motorcyclist. He drives all over the place. He's a recent co-captain of the LA Originals chapter. He has an incredible YouTube channel. Get out there and check it out. We're going to talk about that a little bit here, and we'll be promoting some stuff on that. But help me welcome to the podcast, the WARBEARD. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm doing good, my man. I'm doing good. Great to be here. Great to talk to you.
Oh, man, it's good to finally talk to you on here. I'm excited because you've got some really cool stuff we're going to talk about here this weekend. And you've done something like this before, and I don't know how you possibly do it, but we'll get into that in just a minute. But for those that do not know you, that do not know who the WARBEARD is, can you tell everybody a little bit about you, your how you your BV journey that's brought you up to where you're at right now?
All right. Yeah, man. I've been in BV now for 4 years. I started my hopeful process in early 2017. Got the chapter then. I got my full patch and everything almost 2018. Lieutenant shortly after that in 2019, and been lieutenant since. Just recently got voted into being co-captain, so that's the next step of my BV journey, brother. It's going to be exciting. We have a lot of good things, down the pike for the BV Originals, man. A lot of good things.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The guys that don't know the LA Originals is truly that original chapter. What have you guys been doing? I know it's been tough with the pandemic.
Yeah.
And California wasn't one of the first states to really kind of open things up. So,
Yeah, no.
what's it been like for you guys there, man?
Oh man, it's been a challenge to say the least to be a social club without that social environment in especially in California since like everything's been locked down. It's been very challenging being able to gather because they've actually been pretty strict on the group sizes and like enforcement on that and not being able to let people out. And not just that, but when you're trying to do work for the greater good, when you're trying to like partner up with other groups that are already going, most of their stuff was all halted. So you have to try to overcome that and still make magic happen without being able to be there, like in person for like clothes drives or like building brown bags or things like that. So you're trying to figure all that out when you got so used to doing it all in person.
Yeah, I can only imagine, man. It's you, but you guys have been great out there. I mean, I've seen the drives that you guys have done in the past, and I do know for those chapters. I know I just talked with the Chicago guys, and they had their event earlier this month, and I guess it was last month. But anyway, but they were in a similar situation. A group of guys that are always out there in the community doing hands-on stuff, and they had to take a halt too. So, is this the light at the end of the tunnel for you guys? Are you seeing some signs of life now where you can actually jump in and do some stuff then?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Everything is like now opening back up with most of the restrictions lifted. Yeah, so like watching everything open back up and all these groups come back out and they're all reaching out to us, be like, "Hey guys, we're like getting back up and we're like going and we're all ramping up and it's exciting, man. It is exciting watching everybody so excited themselves just to be able to get out and do the work that we've all been doing for so many years, but now could actually get out to do it again,
Yeah, I totally agree with
especially in
that.
person. That's
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's huge right now. The influx of just excitement within BV right now in so many chapters. Everybody's so excited to get back out there again and actually do the good work with the people. Man,
yes.
it's contagious, totally. So Let me ask you real quick. Now that you're co-cap, are there any kind of directions that you, being now in the leadership of the chapter, is there some things that you guys are kind of aiming for here for the future while we before we get on to topic of motorcycles and all that other good stuff?
Yeah, man. We're just Yeah, man, we're just aiming to go up and up and out, man. That's gonna be the ultimate goal. We're gonna be making a much larger impact as far as like charity work and like getting brothers out there. I'm like getting everybody to all the meets. We have a lot of good things planned. Trying to get our faces out there more, especially with everything opening back up. It's gonna be so nice. It's gonna be great.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to hear about the future plans of the LA Original chapter. But let's get into a little deep dive into you. For those people that do not know you well, I mean, if anybody that does know you well, they do know you have an incredible YouTube channel, all about motorcycles and what video games looks like, right?
Well, well, I do the video game stuff on the side. That's kind of like my free time, my pastime when I'm hanging out with the brothers, because we quite a few brothers that do play video games, and so that's all of our like, that's our time. So like we're able just to hang out, have a few drinks, sometimes a few too many drinks, and play some video games. That's what we do with that part. And like with like the motorcycle stuff on the YouTube, on the old YouTubes, is is like, I started that as a way just like document all these shenanigans I get into. I have some crazy friends. We do some crazy stuff. We have a lot of ideas, and just go and do it. And being Southern California, we have everything in about an hour's ride. You know, in any direction, you'll be in a different climate, pretty much. So it started out as like, let's just start filming where we go and what we do, and the crazy stuff we wind up getting into, like taking our motorcycles into the desert and like launching off dunes just because we can, or like going down some fire roads. It's like, man, this would have been cool just to record it. Okay, next time let's have a camera. And it just kind of began as that, to me wanting to just to record various like motorcycle events and stuff. So that's the main thing of like what I do, is like I'll be recording and documenting uh, uh, you know all the life events, all the motorcycle rallies, all the different events I go to. But I also I also do like various like gear reviews for companies. I enjoy doing that, putting stuff through their paces, and like because I've had to like figure it all out myself. So it's like something that like as far as like the good, better, best on the gear and like products is concerned. So I do things like that, to where I'll do the research, I'll do the trial and errors on myself and on my own gear, just to really find out what's good, and then I'll put that out there of like, hey, this is the product that you guys should be getting. I'm not going to tell you to get it, but I would suggest to get it, because if I like it, I know you guys are going to like it for sure.
That's great. That's great. Well, let's talk about just that for just a second, then, just to put you on the spot here. What's the coolest gadget or kind of accessory or whatever it is that you've come across, say, in the last year, that just sticks out? And you're like, if I was to
I
recommend
have
one thing, that's it. Or you got two.
I got two. And I was just talking about this last night. That's why I'm laughing about it, because I was just talking about this with my buddy who I'm going to do the ride this weekend with. And like, uh, so the first one actually is, I know you're going to like this one. It's a cigar tube to mount to your motorcycle.
Oh, no
And
way.
yeah, I think it's called a cigar caddy. I haven't picked one up just yet myself. A little bit on the pricey side, So I kind of working on that, but you can it's like a single cigar tube, and it looks almost like a document holder, and you can mount that anywhere on your motorcycle, and then you will have your cigar fresh to wherever you go.
That's funny.
And it's supposed to have a little section for like a Bodiva pack type of thing in there.
Oh, geez.
Just to keep it fresh on the road, which I'm very interested in that myself.
Chalk that up among the things that you never knew we needed it in the world, but somebody thought of
I,
it.
yeah, I looked at that. I'm like, I have a travel. Usually I'll have a travel humidor that I will carry with me. I'm like, you know what? I do have like about five, but maybe I want like two real good ones that I may pick up.
Yeah.
What? I'll take, sure.
Hey,
The other product, man, is this horn. So I just found out about this horn, and like out on the road having a loud horn, just like loud pipes. People joke about it, like, oh yeah, loud pipes save lives. I mean, it really does. There's, you get people's attentions, and especially in California where people are always distracted, they're always on their phones. You're always like looking to make your presence more known, and make people hear you first off from a moment away, just so they're able to like look around and stop being distracted. So this horn now, uh, it's a 120 decibel horn. This
okay.
thing is louder than a chainsaw. I'm a decibel wise, and I heard this thing in person about 4 days ago now, and I've been like contemplating it. Another buddy of mine, actually picked it up, put it on his bike, and I got to hear it. And I was like, it sounds like a locomotive horn,
Yes.
almost right there, almost.
It's funny you say that because my social media feed, Facebook or whatever else it is, just started showing that. I think that's the exact same horn that you're talking about, where they've been doing promos for it, where people are just driving around and they slam on that horn, and people it startles them completely. And it does. It's kind of a cross between a locomotive and a semi horn, the air
Yes.
horn. But
Yeah, that's
120
it.
decibels, that'll wake anybody up.
Dude, so so this thing launched off at the dealership because I had met my buddy down at our local Indian dealership of OC here, and it was so loud that the parts tech and the sales reps all came out. So I was like, "What was that?" It's like it's his horn.
Dude, I wonder. Have you seen how much or have you asked him how much those things cost right now? Because I'm curious what that might cost to get put
Yeah,
on.
it's the horn itself is about $300 right now. So it's not a cheap horn far as like horns are concerned, but in the cool factor of it, I think it's well worth it.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Definitely is, and truly, I mean, can you really put a price on safety if you need to? If you do ride a lot, so
Exactly. That's what I tell people now that I know better myself. I've been riding since 2015, and I put down a lot of miles for the most part. Maybe not as much as others, but definitely more than some. And I can tell you, I've gone through the gambit of going cheap on stuff, and it just trying to make it worth on your pocketbook. But there comes a point in time to where you have to really invest.
yeah, yeah, I completely agree with that. Now, you 2015, you said you've been riding since. How many miles because it does seem like you're constantly posting something on Instagram or something with you on the bike somewhere doing something. How many miles?
Yeah.
How many miles a year are you guys riding out there?
I'm personally doing about, shoot, I would say easily easily on the low end about 20K miles easy.
Wow.
Like like I just got this new bike in March, and I just hit almost the 6K mark. And like usually each motorcycle I've had has had about like 30K on it.
That's wow. 20. I don't even know if I've done that in the last like 5 years at best. If even longer than that. That's but that's some serious riding because you can pretty much ride year round where you're at, right?
Yeah, yeah, very much so. It's like here in Southern California, it does get cold. I don't want to hear from any of y'all say, "Oh, that's not cold." Hey, man, it's cold for us. We're a different kind of breed. It's cold for us.
Yeah, your cold and our cold are two different things, but I understand.
Yeah, yeah, it got down. I was still riding around when like the lowest this year has been the lowest I've seen it ever since I started riding, and like I'd leave work at almost midnight, and it's about 40 degrees out. I'm still riding in it. It's a bit cold for sure, but it's not terrible. It's not snow on ground type cold. It's just a bit nippy on the cold side.
Yeah. Well, you can dress for that. But
Yeah.
putting it in perspective, people think 40's not that cold, but then you consider that, okay, but your body is completely exposed. You're not in a car. Your body is taking all of that wind. So take whatever wind chill you normally would think of and times it times 10 because you're on a motorcycle. So
Yeah,
you do
yeah,
have to
man.
prepare for it.
Oh, definitely. You take that, you hop on the highway, and being that it's still clear and you can still go and do your thing, it's, you're still going 70 to 80 on the highway in the 40 degrees. You still got to prepare for it. I don't have a windscreen on my motorcycle. Or like the front bearings or anything. I don't like any of that kind of stuff. So I'm getting all the brunt of the cold of the wind and just anything that I go through.
Yeah, you guys that don't have any kind of fairing or windscreen, you guys are hardcore. I have both, and I don't. I mean, especially this time of year with all the bugs and everything, I don't want to be picking stuff out of my face and teeth, and yeah, and then
It's
trying to
just
brush off every piece of clothing I own just to make myself look decent when I arrive wherever I'm going. But so you guys,
it's just
hey,
man, bugs in your teeth, bugs in your beard. That's just your lunch for later on. You pick it out and you have a little snack out of it.
yeah.
Hakuna Matata style.
Yeah, but you know what? It's funny having a beard, and people that ride with full beards will understand that. But what the interesting dilemma that you have, at least that I've seen, those that don't have a windscreen or don't have a fairing, when they catch the full brunt of all that wind, it usually seems to part their beard just pretty nicely in the middle, doesn't it? Uh,
Every, every time, every
yeah,
time it'll part and like it's actually pretty decent right now. I cut my beard down probably a good like maybe 3-4 inches last week or so, but but before that, with the beard being longer, it was still whipping me in the back of the neck as I'm going.
but the one thing is that the downside to having the windscreen and the windshield or the windscreen or the fairing or both or whatever is that you don't get the split. It just
No.
smacks you up in the face the entire time because there's no place for that wind to go except for right on top of the beard, and it doesn't split evenly. So
Oh yeah, man, you get that wind tunnel going. I'm like through your beard and the windscreen or the fairing, and it just like it brings it all back up in your face. And
yeah.
God forbid you just put on beard oil,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's gonna be all of your visor, all of your face, your glasses at that point. That's
Yeah.
why I kind of like having nothing there because it does part, but by the time I get off, I can just like brush it back out, and it is still kind of like split out, but
Yeah.
I can still brush it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've actually gotten some of the gaiters before that I've put on, but those aren't super comfortable in the middle of summer when it's 90 degrees outside or hotter. The last thing you want is to be sticking something on your neck like that and holding every. It works, but it's warm, especially if you're on on a long ride. So, yeah, no, I
Yes.
got to figure this out. I can't go
And I'll
to a
pal
bike
out with you.
without any
We'll
of that stuff.
figure out some ideas.
Yeah, unless I purposely like split it myself, put it in ponytails, and then wrap it or something. I don't know. I do the work for it, so we'll see. But you noticed you mentioned you just got a new bike. I saw your reveal, your ride and your reveal. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, that was a cool video because not many people that do the motorcycle rides, where they share the camera. You actually had two different camera angles on that one. That was pretty cool. Were you able to
Yeah.
switch back? When you edit it back and forth. And as an audio person, I gotta say I liked the quality of the audio coming from that camera. If that wasn't actually mic'd, if that was just coming from the camera, the forward-facing camera, that was pretty good audio considering you still had wind and
Yeah.
everything else, man.
Yeah, man. That was uh as far as like on the bike, I have it all hooked up on my helmet with like external microphones. You tucked away in and all kinds of tech like you tucked away in my helmet, and all that is going to be recording to my GoPro. Once I get off the bike, though, that's another story. The new GoPro, the Hero 9, has some fantastic audio off the bike. Still working out kinks, try to get it to the best quality that I could get it to, but that also requires a bit more tech, just on my end to add into my bundle.
Yeah. Oh, I completely understand that. Yeah, you always got to
Yeah,
experiment and play around with things, and it's fun to do that, though, isn't it?
it really is, man. You pick up different mics, you test different kind of adapters and locations for it you know, on your rig, and you change it all up, and it's like, okay, well, this is going to work a little better. I'll take this.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so you just got a new bike, and it's an Indian.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
have more than one bar? Yeah, if I can talk, more than one bike right now, or is that your one that you have right now?
I don't. That is my only bike right now. And to be honest, that's been my dream bike since I first began looking at bikes. Because I've always looked at Harleys and everything. I've always had like your family into Harleys, and it just wasn't something that I was into. I guess don't shoot me, anybody.
Oh,
I'm just not totally brand. I'm like that kind of like brand loyal, but the Indians, something about the Indians and the history behind it, I always wanted one. So when they started coming back out, about when I started riding, I was like, that's the bike I want. And like this whole bike that I have right now, the Springfield Dark Horse, is the bike that I had my eye on
oh,
the
cool.
whole time.
Yeah, how cool is that? It's a beautiful bike. She is Luna, as you
Really
call
is.
it. Yeah, she's beautiful,
Yes.
man. Uh, it's a beautiful bike. So I'm gonna encourage everybody to get out there, and I'll be sharing the link for his YouTube channel here in a little bit. Because you got to go out there and check it out. Beautiful bike. Like I said, the quality of his YouTube videos for riding is really cool. And I've checked out several of them. So get out there, like and subscribe his channel as well, for sure. But okay, so we've covered the bikes, we've covered your riding, we've covered everything else on that so far. But this weekend, man, your butt's gonna be a little tired.
Uh,
Tell
yeah.
everybody what you got going.
Yeah. So, this weekend, myself and my buddy are gonna be doing a what they call a saddle sore ride, which is 1,000 miles in 24 hours. It through Instagram. That's under the company called Ride 1K in a Day, and they do what the Iron Butt Association does, and they'll track your rides and they'll record it. They'll give you certificates, but they'll give you some pretty cool patches, in my opinion. So the challenge is to do the 1,000 miles in 24 hours. It seems like that's not terrible, but you're on a motorcycle, you have all the elements, and to make time, you have to pretty much do gas and goes, and then you'll have some kind of time for grub, not a whole lot. Y- It's not, it's not my first 1K ride, so I can tell you that time tends to slip away from you when you're off of the bike. Well, oh, as long as you're making miles, making speed, you can do it just fine. It's it's a test on you and your mind and the elements for what you come across. You know, and of course it's a test for your motorcycle. Because 1,000 straight miles would do some kind of work to most bikes.
Mm, yeah. But it'll be a
So
good test for Luna.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be my second one for her, so I
Oh,
know she can take it. I did one out, going out to the West Coast meet. Hey, shout out to Pikes Peaks. Love you, brothers, for hosting that event, man. I took out to that one. I did that in under 18 hours, 17 and a half hours for from California to Colorado. I did that, and and she held up just fine. And then I still had to come back after the fun was had.
yeah. And that's not exactly a flat level ride,
No, no,
but I'm sure it was
there's
fun.
it was great, man. Seeing I had taken off at like 4 o'clock in the morning my time, and being able to see the sunrise and sunset and the sun, practically rise again from getting there. It's pretty spectacular. You're going and like coming from California, you're going through deserts, you're going through mountain parts when you get closer to Utah and Colorado, and just getting to get yourself through the different environments, on a single ride. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. You've experienced several times one of my goals is to actually do I have yet to do a long ride where it's, like you have a destination or, a mileage or something like that where, I've only done day rides to someplace and back or to someplace, stay overnight and come back. And so I've never done the 10-day motorcycle ride with a group of guys or the 1,000 miles like you're talking about. I haven't done one of those and I would really love to one day.
Yeah, those bigger rides I would like to do myself, like go out to Sturgis, a motorcycle rally. I like to go to the various East Coast meets. That would be fun to do. Just do a couple of 1,000 miles to go and like meet all the brothers on the East Coast. That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be a task. But you know what? Hey, if there was a way to make it happen this year in September, this would be the year because the East Coast meet isn't fully over on the coast. It's in West Virginia, and it's on the part of West Virginia that's more centralized. So I don't know. Maybe you could find a way to make that work in your itinerary.
Might be able to. I
Might
might be able to swing it.
it's not necessarily something you want to try and venture. I'm guessing in 24 hours, but give yourself 2 days, and uh,
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be fun.
Might be able to tackle it with a couple back to backs on that 1,000 mile trip. 'Cause I believe from here to Virginia, I know is about 2,500 or so. So could probably knock it out with a couple back to backs or so.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
It'd be
It's
crazy, but I could do it.
Parkersburg, West Virginia is a little closer to you than you probably think it is. I was actually surprised how close it was to me. So I didn't realize that it was as short of a drive as it's going to be for me either. So, but I'll be there. It'd be cool to see you pull up on your bike after all those miles. But I know you have there's certain things you have to account for and work schedules, life, everything else going on. So I know there's things you have to schedule around.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no doubt about it. That's kind of how this upcoming weekend started. Was a crazy idea and good plan. It was like, you know what? Yeah, I have days to take. Let's do this. And we decided to ultimately contribute this. This 1K ride is going to be a redemption ride for me and my buddy. We attempted it well, not this particular route, but me and him had attempted a 1,000 mile ride in 2017, and we ran into all kinds of issues with elements
Mm.
to where we got rained out up in SenCal, Sacramento area, Reno. Coming from Reno to Sacramento, we got rained out. We got snow. We couldn't go any further. We had just had to backtrack and just count our losses and yeah, we weren't prepared for the cold that we came across. We were going through like 17-degree weather
Oh,
outside,
jeez.
so that wind chill wasn't there. We were prepared for like SoCal cold, not for snowboarding cold or snowmobiling cold and stuff. It was a good experience, I'll say.
A learning experience.
It was a very good learning experience to the point where like we know now of what we kind of need if you want to keep going in those situations.
Okay.
But this is going to be a redemption ride for us personally for that failed attempt back then. And we're also going to be contributing this ride or benefiting this ride. Towards the With Hope Foundation, and they do work against suicide prevention and and like awareness and all that great stuff. Because a couple of years back, we had one of our buddies who was an avid motorcycle rider as well. A real good kid. And I say kid because he was young. He was like 23. He was fighting his own demons, and as much as we can help or get help for him, it ultimately overcame him, and we unfortunately had to find him just after the matter. And so since then, I had told my friends that, you know what, we got to do something. We got to bring awareness and especially now more than ever with everything going on in the world, it's very apparent that the awareness and the help needs to be brought out there.
Yeah.
It needs the stigma and the silence. It needs to stop. People need to know what's going on, and just like you say every episode, it's not okay just to be okay, man. It's need to be able to reach out, and to do that, there needs to be that awareness that people could reach out and that there is people out there to help. So that's something that I ultimately want to do with this is to recreate something to where we can have some place for brothers and just anybody in general to be able to reach out to, like people who use our motorcycle riding as our two-wheel therapy.
Mm.
And it definitely is that, man. You're feeling bad, and you toss a leg overhead, head out and hit the road, and you come back, you're feeling like $1,000,000.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people who fight that even though they come back, they don't feel like $1,000,000. It may feel like $500.
Yeah.
So we want to try to change that kind of uh, uh, attitude, create some kind of outreach, and this is all in the baby steps. So this is why we are finding local groups, and I think that's going to be our best way to just to go about it, is to you find local groups just to help out. Like with this group with Hope, they're local to Orange County, and they do some amazing work for teens. Um, yeah, Craig. I mean, Amber Craig is like who the foundation was created for. She was a teen girl who unfortunately had taken her life, and nobody knows why. Those feelings at that age in high school will carry on past high school,
Yeah.
and a lot of people have heard it, but it's a different thing when you have to live it.
Yeah.
And just to be able to have that outreach, those places to go makes a world of difference.
So, first of all, kudos, man, on this ride and where your heart is with this. And it's an awesome way to kind of memorialize your friend that you lost. But I'm curious, is this something? Then is the ride itself? Is it an organized ride, or is it something that you guys organized?
As far as like an organized ride with like a group uh infrastructure and like if you think of it as like a organized as a event, it is not. It's it's pretty well organized as far as like I have my route all plotted out, you know, down to the T, down to times and everything.
Right.
So like, I'm know for a fact that we'll be able to get through it uh, and be able to make time and be able to have time to take pictures and everything and like grub out whenever we need to. So that's all planned. You know, I've done all that legwork to make sure that's all going to go without any kind of hitches.
So,
But go ahead.
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Uh, I was going to mention that like hopefully one day I'll be able to fix up some kind of event type of ride to where we do this on, you know, either on like an annual basis or do like smaller events to where we do have rides from like point A to point B and like be able to they'll be able to benefit the various local foundations and organizations. That would be something really cool to do.
So, I think this is awesome, man. I did not know that this ride was something that you actually kind of created yourself and said, "Hey, we're going to do this." And so basically you've created this little ride for yourself and so whoever's going with you, and then you guys chose that you wanted the any proceeds that you're able to raise from this to go to the With Hope Foundation, right?
Yeah. Oh
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It is started as like as an idea. Hey, let's go do this redemption ride, and then we started thinking, you know, just like you talking amongst ourselves of the current events and what's going on, and you know, you often hear you're 22 too many, which is darn truth, and you know, you just start to think of like how many people who you've known who ride and who you've been close to, brothers, sisters who have, you know, ultimately lost their lives and you just want to do something for it. So through conversation and through bringing it back, like, hey, this is what we planned in the past. Be like, why not do it now? Why not just do it?
Yeah.
You know, start getting the wheels in motion, I guess you can say, just to make it happen.
Bro, man, I'm telling you what, it's amazing. I think what your goal is, and to be able to possibly do this as an annual thing, it's a huge, lofty goal, but totally doable. And you're going to prove it. I think in your own baby steps this weekend. So, damn, I did not know. We need to get out there and really support you in this. I think it's a really cool thing, and definitely I'm going to be looking forward to kind of following along with any live streams or little videos you put out over the course of the weekend while you're out and about. It's going
Yeah,
to be
I'm
awesome.
hoping to get something up and rolling because I know the GoPro Hero 9 has a YouTube live setting. I'm hoping to get that up and rolling just so I can have, you know, have it going for about 100 miles or so, or 150 from gas stop to gas stop, and maybe show some, you know, more prettier parts of Arizona because that's going to be our loop. We're going to go from California to Arizona, you know, up and through, then back to California, and so it's going to go from Inland Empire, just to give everybody like an idea. It's going to go from Inland Empire, which is kind of desert, through top of Arizona. I'm going to go down through Arizona, back around to San Diego, California, and everybody knows that name of San Diego, California. We're going to take the, you know, as best as we can, take the coast on back up to the IE.
All right, man. I can't say enough, man. I'm stoked to see what you're able to do this weekend, and raising some awareness, raising some money. Be safe, absolutely first and foremost. And
Always, brother.
I look forward to seeing the endeavors, man. And thank you again so much for taking some time out to talk to me. It's the Warbeard. It's the Warbeard, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you hitting me up and having me on. I was totally stoked and blown away. I was just like, man, this is awesome. This is awesome, man. I love BP. Man, I love your show, and I'm totally stoked.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see where this goes, man. I've been jealous of your travels for some time, and your ability to just get out on the bike and just go ride. And seems like I have to schedule time in order to find time to ride. So, and it's in short bursts. So, I'm excited for you.
Hey, man, I'm equally as a dude jealous when I hear you going to all these meets, man. I gotta do just that. I'm gonna make my time, schedule my time for meets, and I hear you going to everything. I was like, I gotta do that, man. I gotta get on that train.
Yeah. Well, you can do it on the bike though, so
yeah,
just takes you a little longer to get there. That's okay.
Just a bit, a bit longer.
It's more enjoyable.
It'll happen.
Probably. Yeah, that's right. Warbeard, man, thanks so much. You can get him at youtube.com/C/the Warbeard John, correct? Did I do that right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Look forward to it, man. Have a safe weekend, and look forward to talking to you afterwards.
Hey, brother, thank you. I'll catch you later, and I appreciate everything you do.
You bet. All right, guys. That was a long interview, right? But such a cool one, I think, to hear what our brother Warbeard is doing. As a matter of fact, right now as we speak, he is preparing for that long journey. He is leaving within the next couple of hours on his journey. And we wish him well, safe travels, 1,000 miles over the next 24 hours. So if you can, if you're not already liking his and following his Instagram page, do that. If you're not out there following his YouTube channel, get out there. Just search for the Warbeard. You'll find it. Very cool stuff. But just to see, you're going to be out there sleeping tonight. If you're over in the UK, you're going to be up in the middle of the day tomorrow doing stuff. He's going to be still riding. 24 hours, 1,000 miles. It's a feat. It's a feat. Trying to raise some money for a good cause. So, mad props to you, man. Mad props to you. And thanks for wearing the chapter. Thanks for wearing the podcast merch during your event or during your interview. I appreciate that, man. Guys, I don't know about you. I don't know if you liked this format, changing things up a little bit. But looking at the numbers, it really didn't seem to matter. We still had some people falling off here toward the end. So I don't know if you like this this format. Let me know. Send me a message. Whatever. If you like the other one, I did mention in the chat. And those of you who are here listening, just regular standard podcast platform. If you have anybody that you would like to hear from, special for episode 100 coming up in 8 more episodes. If you want to hear about something specific, let me know. Send me a message. Drop me a line. If there's anything specific that you'd like to see for episode 100, it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a special episode. We're going to have fun with it. But yeah, so hit me up with ideas. If there's anything merch-wise that you'd like to see for episode 100 as a special limited edition, anything like that, hit me up. There's a chance I'm already thinking about it, but I'd like to get some feedback on that as well, just to see where you guys' heads are at for that. Guys, it's been a long one already. We were a little bit over time compared to normal, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes, right? That's going to wrap up episode 91. Episode 91 of The Heart of a Villain. Remember, guys, you can still buy those shirts, patches, pins, poker chips, all the good stuff at theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. Theheartofavillain.simplecast.com, where you can also listen to all previous 90 episodes of the podcast, along with any of your standard podcast platforms. Thank you again for listening. I want to challenge all of you guys, as I always do, to be the villain that the world needs you to be, because the heart of a Villain never stops beating. Guys, I say it every weekend, and it's never more important than the next time I say it. Please do not forget. It's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. So for now, guys, have a great night. Have an incredible weekend. Enjoy the week ahead. Stay safe out there, Warbeard. Take care, guys. Stay safe. See you next week, episode 92. Peace out.
No borders. I am my brother's keeper. Keep your facial features covered. Stay villain. One brotherhood, one ship. Stay bearded, stay villain. One